Hello and welcome to the Plant Powered Celiac. I'm so excited that you're here today because we are going to be talking all about the power of a green smoothie. They might look scary, but they taste delicious. If you find it a challenge to eat your dark leafy green vegetables, eat a salad, eat raw vegetables, then guess what? You can make it taste amazing and delicious by adding some sweet fruit and blending it. And it becomes a sweet, thick, delicious smoothie that you can drink easily and enjoy. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Hayley. I'm a wife and a mum, and almost 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with celiac disease as well as irritable bowel syndrome. About a year and a half ago, I developed psoriasis, and I had a lot of issues with my skin and with my hair, and adding more nutrient-rich green smoothies to my diet helped to heal my hair, grow it longer, clear my skin, and continue to give me amazing bowel movements, which if you have irritable bowel syndrome or any other kind of digestive disorder, then good bowel movements are kind of a big deal. So you are going to love today's video. I really hope that you get inspired to make your own green smoothie combinations and enjoy drinking a nutrient-dense drink. So green smoothies are by no means a new concept. They have been around for years and years. There are many prominent plant-based doctors and online influencers and lots of recipes out there for a green smoothie, and I myself have been making them for years. But when I started drinking green smoothies, there were a few key components that I missed out on, so I wasn't getting the full benefit of the green smoothies that I make today. So I'm going to show you how I make an easy, quick green smoothie. You can make quick, easy, delicious, healthy green smoothies in the humble NutriBullet, which I currently use at the moment, and I love it. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. The recipe that I'm making is for 1 NutriBullet cup. However, if you do have a larger high-powered blender like a Vitamix or a Ninja, then you can double or triple this recipe and have it throughout the day. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations of green smoothies that I drink almost every day on a regular basis. One is a tropical glowing green smoothie with mango and passion fruit, and the other one is a chocolate-flavored berry smoothie, which tastes like dessert. And I hope it inspires you to give your own green recipe smoothie combinations that suit your tastes and preferences a go so that you can get in more nutrition throughout your day and feel wonderful. So what is so great about a green smoothie? Well, it's not so much about the fruit and the sweetness, but about the powerful nutritional properties that come from the dark leafy green vegetables and the omega-3 rich components like chia seed or flaxseed. Dark leafy green vegetables are without doubt the most nutrient-dense foods that we can find, as well as vegetables from the cruciferous family. So what makes the dark leafy green vegetables so powerful when you blend them up in a smoothie? Dark leafy green vegetables, like spinach for example, are very high in vitamins and minerals like iron, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. They're also high in antioxidants, fiber, and protein. Now the fiber again is what helps to give you really good bowel movements. Dark leafy greens support and protect our immune function. They help to reduce the risk of chronic disease and are great for our heart and bone health. Now when it comes to the cruciferous vegetables, these are vegetables like kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, any of the cruciferous family. Where they differ from the dark leafy greens is not only are they also rich in vitamins and minerals and fiber, but they contain high amounts of sulfur compounds or sulforaphane. These important sulfur-containing compounds are directly linked to anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, and detoxifying properties. They also help reduce the risk of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is also very strongly linked to chronic disease like autoimmune disease, celiac disease, or psoriasis, which is what I got diagnosed with a year and a half ago. They are fantastic for managing and even reversing illness, as I have personally experienced myself. Because of the high fiber and high nutrient content, they are fantastic for weight management as well as weight loss. They nourish our cells and help us cleanse and glow from the inside out. Green smoothies are a fantastic way to start your day. I personally always have a green smoothie every morning as my first meal of the day, and I often have another one in the afternoon, sometimes 2 or 3 a day between lunch and dinner. I love them so much. They give me good, clean energy and they make me feel great. They're such a good on-the-go snack, especially if you have an insulated cup that you can keep your smoothie cool in all day. I like to keep mine in the car so that I can just go back to it whenever I need it. Green smoothies that are full of nutrient-rich vegetables and omega-3 fatty acids and water are also fantastic for hydration. When I first went whole food plant-based 6 years ago, I made a few mistakes that I wouldn't repeat again today. So one of them was I jumped right on the no added fats bandwagon because it was a message that I heard over and over again from many wonderful prominent plant-based doctors and online influencers who eat that way and have found it very helpful for them. And I didn't think much of it at first. I really thought that I was doing something really healthy. For me, however, it had quite a few negative side effects. Because I'm a menstruating woman in my 30s, I noticed some hormonal imbalances with my monthly cycle, as well as a dip in my thyroid. My thyroid became slightly underactive, which it has done before with both of my pregnancies, but this time there wasn't a pregnancy to cause that. I noticed that my hair became dry and brittle very quickly. I hadn't had issues with my hair in a long time, and so this was a new experience for me, and I didn't know what to do about it or what was causing it. It was very hard for my hair to grow long. I noticed it thinned, and I noticed it became more limp and lifeless. And then about 2 years ago, I developed some irritating skin rashes on the back of my hand. There was a lot of things that led up to this, and I'm going to make another video about that. But I went to the doctor for an iron infusion because I have struggled with low iron since 2006 when I was diagnosed with celiac disease. It seems to be the one nutrient that my body struggles to absorb on its own, no matter how much iron I am eating. I have struggled with intermittent, consistent low iron over 2 decades. And so I went for my very first iron infusion, and that's when the rashes started. So I had inflammation building up in my body for quite a while due to unmanaged stress, lack of sleep, choosing to eat gluten-free, vegan, processed packaged foods here and there, or maybe a lot more than that, more than I care to admit that I was. And I believe there was a lot of inflammation building up over time that really came to the surface when I got the iron infusion. Because as soon as I got the iron infusion, they put a latex tape over where the needle had been, and I immediately broke out in a rash. Now, I have worn latex gloves to clean my house ever since I was a teenager, so I have never had an issue with latex ever in my life before that moment. And I developed the rash, and then the rash spread to my hand. It moved up my arm. It eventually went over my legs, and I developed hives at night. I was itchy and irritable, and I had absolutely no idea what was going on. It was really, really concerning. So we did a series of blood tests for all the usual suspects, other autoimmune diseases that also have rashes and hives and irritated skin, but it all came back negative until the doctor eventually diagnosed me with psoriasis. And so I racked my brains as quickly as I could for what was causing the inflammation and what I could do to reverse it. And so by removing the ultra processed, packaged, healthy vegan foods from my diet, making myself rest more, getting more sleep, which was very difficult for me. I'm a busy mother and a wife, and like you, I'm sure I have a lot of things going on in my life, so it is very hard sometimes to make yourself slow down, to make yourself rest, and to put self-care back on the priority list. It's very challenging as women to do that, but it's so important. And I truly believe that God wants us to care about ourselves and to take care of ourselves as much as we take care of others and serve those around us. So that was a bit of a hard lesson that I had to learn. But once I added more nourishing green smoothies to my diet, removed the ultra processed, packaged, healthy vegan foods, make myself rest, as well as including more nutrient rich raw vegetables, raw fruits, and healthy plant proteins to my diet. And I noticed that my skin rashes continued to get better and better week by week, month by month. I will also make a separate video about my journey to developing psoriasis, more in detail about the symptoms that I experienced, what got me there in the first place, and things that I did to heal and reverse all those symptoms. Adding back in the healthy omega-3 fatty acids really helped to reduce the inflammation and help my hair to grow healthier, help my skin to clear. And overall, I feel like my immune system is stronger. My body heals more quickly from injury and illness. So I highly encourage you to make drinking at least one green smoothie a day become a healthy habit in your life that will enrich your overall health and well-being. I am not a doctor. I am certified in plant-based nutrition and wellness and health coaching. And what I'm sharing with you are my experiences and my knowledge that I have personally gained through doing this myself. And why not try it for yourself? Like I said, consult a medical professional before you make any changes. But so far, for myself and others who have tried blending their dark leafy greens with fruit to make a green smoothie, there have only been positive outcomes. So I'm going to show you a very quick and easy tropical green smoothie that I hope you'll love. Smoothie. Sometimes I like to make them with berries and a bit of raw cacao for a chocolatey flavor. You can truly mix it up and use any sweet fruits that you like. The real trick with the green smoothie to make it sweet, because if you use bitter greens like kale, it can be a little bit overpowering. Your taste buds will adjust, but especially at the beginning, you want it to taste good enough that you will drink it. You want to use bananas that are very ripe and spotty, which means that the starch in the banana has converted to sugar and it's now really, really sweet. So buy your bananas, and when they get nice and ripe like this, peel them and put them into a freezable storage container where you can just grab them out and chop them up to put in your smoothie. Keeping frozen bananas on hand is a fantastic way to have a quick and easy, delicious sweet green smoothie any time of the day. And this is how I make my delicious, rich chocolate berry green smoothie. It really does taste like you're having dessert for breakfast. Now, just a note with the chocolate smoothie, if you're adding cocoa powder or cacao powder to your green smoothie, remember that cocoa contains tannins, and tannins act as a blocker to absorbing iron from the dark leafy greens. So there's nothing wrong with adding it to a green smoothie as long as you are not counting those greens as your main source of iron intake for the day. It's recommended that you have at least an hour window between consuming tannins and consuming iron-rich foods if you want to absorb the iron better. It's just something to be aware of. When I eat other iron-rich foods like broccoli in my dinner, I love to eat oranges for dessert just to add in a little bit more vitamin C to absorb the iron from the broccoli better. If you're wanting to have this smoothie as a complete meal by itself, I don't personally drink just 1 cup. I might have 2 cups over the morning before I have my lunch, or I'll have a smoothie in the morning as well as some fresh fruit or some other vegetables and plant proteins. If you are currently eating a more standard Western diet, or you are eating quite a lot of packaged processed food or even some animal products, try just adding the green smoothie to your day. Before you even take anything away, just add the green smoothie in before you have anything else. There really isn't a limit to how many green smoothies you can drink throughout the day, except that you're going to be very full and hydrated. But even if you try just adding 1 green smoothie to your morning, you will feel some amazing benefits. And the better you feel, the more likely you will be to want to increase in your positive changes throughout your diet and lifestyle to feel even more amazing. Green smoothies are just a fantastic way to get extra nutrition in quickly so that you can go about your day and improve your health on the go. And I do enjoy having one in the afternoon between lunch and dinner as well. So why don't you give green smoothies a try and see how you feel? You might find yourself experiencing some wonderfully positive benefits like weight loss, clearer skin, better bowel movements, reduced inflammation, and even improved hair health and hair growth over time. So that is how I make my delicious, glowing, green tropical smoothie full of nutrient-rich ingredients that will truly nourish your body at a cellular level and help you glow from the inside out. They are a fantastic way to start the day, and anytime that you feel snacky, I always turn to a green smoothie. Thank you so much for watching today's short video about green smoothies and the wonderful things that they can do for our bodies. I really hope that this inspired you to go and make your own green smoothie combination and enjoy feeling amazing and nourished from the inside out. So cheers, and thanks for being here today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!